Hey y'all, Cave Diver 69 here. Have you ever wanted to explore a deep dark cave? Oh, why am I asking? You don't have a choice, pick up the pickaxe. Galactic is a space dwarf mining dancing barrel kicking simulator. As you can tell, in this game we do a few things. Allow me to explain this game's story. You, dwarf, pick up pickaxe, kill things, mine with pickaxe, kill things, go back to the hub, relax. Kill things, but remember, always rock and stone or you ain't coming home. Please help me, I'll rock and stone next time, I swear. Now, if you couldn't tell yet, in this game you play as a dwarf who has been isolated from society and cast into the coal mines to feed the ever-growing capitalist hellscape. But not just any capitalist hellscape, a space hellscape. Now, in space, no one can hear you breaking no-show regulations, so how about to make some noise? Deep Rock is based on a simple gameplay loop. You mine and you kill things. Mining is very important as it's not only how you get precious minerals, but how you get your bullets back. If you're out of ammo, tough luck. You're gonna need 80 nitro to satisfy the capitalist gods, or you even earn one bullet. The mining is actually very satisfying. I would equate to something like Power West.
Time to get busy, miners. Swarm detected.
Fuck. Yeah, about the second part of the gameplay loop, I think you get the point. But oh no, it seems you completed your mission and have caught the drop pod. Well, I hope you've practiced your speedrunning because that drop pod leaves with or without you. You have the mule to guide you, but you better pray it doesn't go into a meter hole and leave you alone and find the path back. Now, if you think, oh, that sounds boring so far, it's okay because the game has a few variables to spice things up. To start off, you have 4 different classes to choose from, each with their unique mechanics. The gunner is slain. The driller is for maniacs who simply know true things to dig and to kill. They just want to watch the world burn. The engineer
is engineer.
He specializes in building platforms that can help your team reach higher places and soften their fall. I forgot to keep the upgrade. Scout is the fun one. Now, he may have small pea-shooter guns, but unlike certain men who decide to cope with just not being what counts, the Scout simply dodges the problem like a true Chad. However, that's not all. You have different areas for missions, and within those missions modifiers, because Hazard 5 wasn't hard enough, we needed a ghost chasing us. Me when I finished the consequences of my slaughter. In these areas, there are valuable minerals, so of course the logical thing to do is exploit local wildlife, because we are American dwarves. What do you mean they're not American? So there are also different difficulties which cover hazards that range from 1 to 5. But of course, to us real dwarves, still ones that existed at 4 and 5. Now, if that's not enough variety for you, it's okay. Mission Control decided your job was too easy, so you have... The first type of mission is the mining expedition. In this mission, you mine and you craft. If you call powdering ammo crafting, which I do, you must collect a certain amount of morkite and deposit it into the mule before you can come to the drop pod. Mission Control wants you to think morkite is important, but I say it's our ruse to send miners down to the coal mines and see who survives like a Hunger Games scenario. And if you collect the morkite they want, great! Now go do it again. Fuck them miners. Mission Control. The second type of mission is the egg hunt. In this, you must raid the bases of our enemies and steal their children so that the dwarf Ramsey can use it in making the world's worst omelet. At least I think that's what it is. The game doesn't really tell you, so it's up to you to craft. The next mission is on-site refining, or as I would call it, roller coaster tycoon. Because who needs to do your job when you can just make a network of pipes that will then take you 30 actual minutes to finish building? But hey, at least you got an achievement. In this mission type, Molly doesn't accompany you. This is so sad. Despacito, play Alexa. No, instead you have a big giant that comes down where you can deposit your minerals into, and then you must get near this and start laying mad pipe the only way dwarves know how, with sweat and grease. After you finish building your kingdom of pipes, it is time to defend it from the hordes of the locals. You have pissed off by stealing other resources. Are you sure we're not American? Salvage operation. In this mission type, your road colleagues have died, and you must find and retrieve the lost mules, but not the bodies. Hey guys, Mr. Beast here, and whoever hides the body wins $100,000. After you commit Surgeon Simulator on 3 robots, it's time to reactivate the drop pod, where you must once again defend it from the locals. Except this time, you must stay inside your no-no square. For fuck's sake. If you leave the no-no square, you will die. So let it be a lesson, kids. Never leave your comfort zone. Stay locked in the same loop forever. Point extraction, also known as the worst mission type. You must collect the sacred stones. However, tough luck, because the sacred stones lie in the walls and the ceiling, so unless you have a listed engineer and a scout with you, you're going to die. After collection, you must bring each sacred stone to another thing, where after all the stones have been collected, you must once again defend it from the locals. Are you seeing a pattern here? Escort duty. In this, you must protect the vessel Doretta from, you guessed it, the locals. Now, it's best to think of Doretta as a child dwarf. She can't kill, but she mines better than you ever could. Really makes you wonder why we don't just bring her in every mission. The reason Doretta is here is to destroy Blizzard's hit game Hearts. Huh? Oh, like a literal stone. And here I was hoping we could destroy our game. After the Rada is finished collecting the world's coolest booster pack, it's time to call the drop button and bring it back. You know, this mission's been pretty simple so far. I wonder what's next.
3, 2, 1, go.
You see, the developers realized that the main part of the game was shooting, so they decided to make what I call the boss rush mode. In this, you must destroy monsters called dreadnoughts, who are in these cocoons. Much like children, the dreadnoughts are actually not fully grown yet, and also much like children, they should not exist. Speaking of things that should not exist, industrial sabotage. You see, the planet is like what the animation industry is to Disney, a monopoly. So the moment someone else starts making operations on it, it's your job to cause accidents and ensure they never come back. To this end, you must enlist the help of Haxi to hack and destroy power generators for the Big Triangle. After all power is gone from the Big Triangle, it's time to destroy it and steal all the data it's collected. But yeah, those are the mission types, so I'm sure you're wondering. To start off, this game does have an end game. They're called deep dives and are basically a set of 3 missions with multiple main objectives that you must complete back to back, sharing resources between them, because as I said before,
Hazard 5 wasn't hard enough.
now I only just unlocked deep dives, so I can't speak much on them, but let's just say they allow for interesting things. The game also has my full respect for creating the world's best season pass system. Now, I know what you're thinking, but switch, the standard for season pass systems is really low, and you're right, which is why Deep Rock takes the bar and goes into orbit with it. Everything in the season pass is free, and anything you don't get simply gets added to the loot pool next season. There's also the hub area, but I'm slowly running out of steam for this video, so I won't touch on that. And plus, I think Deep Rock is something you should experience yourself. So get in there, have a beer, and remember, rock and stone, brother.